You and your friends order an 18-inch pizza and a 14-inch pizza for a total of $35. If the 18-inch pizza was cut into 12 slices and the 14-inch was cut into 8 slices, how much did each slice cost? Well, this is an interesting example because it does what many word problems do, is it has pertinent information. It also has extra information. So one thing that I like to do is go right to the question, say, okay, how much did each slice cost? So what I need to know for that is I need to know how many slices and I need to know how much money is involved. It doesn't really matter if it was an 18-inch pizza or a 14-inch pizza because this doesn't say what was the size of each slice. It says what was the cost of each slice. So that means I need to know, well, what is the total cost? That is given as $35. And I need to know the total number of slices. How many slices were there? Well, there were, and you see my eye keeps going to this information, but it doesn't matter. What matters is how many slices. Okay, here we go. 12 slices of one of them and 8 slices of the other. So 12 of them plus 8. So 12 plus 8 is 20. So then if you divide that, it will give you an average. So $35 total divided amongst 20 slices. Now, how much is that? So, since I'm not allowed to use a calculator, I need to use long division. 20 divides into 35. So then let's see, you put a 35 right here, a decimal place. We'll probably need 2 decimal places worth because that's how we do it with money, like $1.25 or $1.50 or something. And a 20 will go into a 35 one time. That means it's going to be $1 something per slice. Then multiply 1 times 20 and put that down there, and then subtract. So that leaves behind a 15. But will a 20 divide into a 15? No, so I need a bigger number. So then I carry this one down, this 0. Now I'm dealing with 150. So how many times will a 20 go into 150? Well, let's see. If it was times an 8, that would start with a 16. That's too big. So if I put a 7, then that would make 140. 7 times this would be 140. And then subtract, it leaves behind 10. To get that last decimal place, you then have to carry down this 0. So now we're dealing with 100. And then that works out perfect because a 20 divides into 100 5 times. So when you multiply, it leaves 0 remainder. So the final answer is, it is $1.75 for each slice. Now I'm just wondering if there was an easier way rather than doing this long division. If you look at this fraction, 35 over 20, for one thing it could be reduced. Both of these things can be divided by 5. So if you divide by 5, this will leave a 4. If you divide by 5, this will leave a 7. So it is 7 quarters. And if you just think about holding 7 quarters in your hand, I would think, you give me one more quarter, I got $2. So I'm 25 cents shy of $2. So that's $1.75. Or you could change this to a mixed number of 4. We'll divide into a 7 one time. And then if you take 4 of them away, it leaves 3. So that's 3 quarters. And if you have 1 3/4, that's $1.75. So 1 3/4 makes $1.75. Either way you cut it, it's $1.75 each.